Before the webinar begins, rename your Zoom name to your complete name and department and/or affiliation so that we can easily identify you. Kindly mute your microphone when not in use. Next, switch on your video if your connectivity allows you. If you have questions with regards to the presentation, there will be an open forum right after. Please type it in the chat box or use the raise hand reaction button in Zoom and unmute yourself. The session is video recorded. Recordings will be made available at the Silliman Online University Learning website. Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon, Siliman, and welcome to Siliman University Dr. Mariano LAO Free Computer Education Program. By the way, I am your moderator for this afternoon. I am Grace L. Apaw, and I would like to welcome everyone for today's webinar on a topic creating a quiz with crossword puzzle, flashcards, image pairing, image sequencing, and drag and drop. So without further ado, let me introduce our resource speaker for this afternoon. He is an experienced learning management system administrator with work experiences with both in industry and the academy. He is the LMS web administrator of MySoul and the official learning management system of Silima University. He is also the technology and development support specialist of the Office of Silima Online University Learning. So on the other hand, he is also a faculty of the said office. He is involved in different researches presented locally and internationally, with different roles such as application developer and many more, and still pursuing his master's degree in the information system at Silliman University. And currently, he is the LMS administrator of Silliman Online University Learning. Silliman University. He is no other than Mr. Jade Montemayor. So let's give him a virtual round of applause. Sir Jade, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, Grace. To the participants, we have, let me check. Let me just post it here. So there are not many of us this afternoon. I think there's only three. So we have Ma'am Alma, we have Ma'am Sheila, and we have Ma'am Allen May. Good afternoon, mayong hapon from Dumaguete City. So our topic for this afternoon is about interactive quizzes. So we will be creating quizzes using an interactive platform using the H5P. So if I may ask, are you using a learning management system in your school? Let's first we have Ma'am Alma. Ma'am, are we using a learning management system in your school? What about Ma'am Sheila? Sige.
Sir, for this year,
Yes, ma'am.
we're just using Zoom, but
Mm-mm.
last year, we have our own last year, but we did not continue doon sa nila.
Yes.
Sa nag-provide sa amin.
Yes po. Sige, thank you po, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, so this particular platform that we'll be talking, we can actually integrate this one if you have a learning management system in your school, or you can also use it as an independent system that can be distributed to your student. So let's go and talk about H5P. Let me just share my screen. So again, we will be creating interactive quizzes like crossword, flashcards, image sequencing, image pairing, and the drag and drop using this particular platform. So to go to H5P, you basically just open a browser, and then in your browser, you can just type H5P. And you just go to, like, for example, in Google, the first result would be the h5p.org. So that would be the website that we will be using. There are multiple ways in terms of how do we utilize H5P in creating those said activities. But for this particular session, since we will not be including the H5P in a learning management system. So basically, we will be using it as an independent platform to create interactive content, right? So yeah, as a teacher, you have to go to h5p.org and basically create an account. So if you have an account existing na, you just have to go and click login. So from here, this is basically my account for first-time users. If this is your first time to access H5P, you just have to create an account, which is, I think, 2 to 3 steps lang, and then you can have the account na for H5P. So from here, you can actually see all the H5P interactive content that you created as an account member. So we will just first go to examples and downloads. Let's see what are the interactive activities that's available in H5P. So there are 3 featured activities or interactive activities that are featured in H5P, which is the interactive video, a course presentation, and branching scenario. But we will not be talking about those. So we will just be talking about the basic H5P contents that we can do or we can perform inside our classrooms. So these are just some of the H5P activities that you can use or you can create in H5P. Okay, so first we'll go and create a crossword puzzle. So let me just show you what a crossword puzzle looks like in H5P. So this is a crossword puzzle. So basically, so the teacher, we're going to create this particular puzzle, and then the students are going to answer this one. So how do you create a crossword puzzle in H5P? Okay, so in H5P, just go to view all and then create new content. Okay, so from here, since crossword is not available here, we're going to upload it. So upload. And then this one, open and use. Okay, so this is the crossword puzzle. So as you can see, this is like a template. So for you to start, you just have to delete everything first. Okay, so first we're going to add a word in our crossword puzzle, right? So click add word, and then from here, you're basically just going to declare the clue and what is the answer. So I prepared the questions. So these are the questions that I prepared. There are 5 of them. So the first clue, it is the city of gentle people. And no, that's the clue. And the answer would be Dumaguete. Okay, so if you have an extra clue, you can actually, if for example, if this is a video or if this is an image, you can actually put it here. But in this particular example, this is just the basic example, so we don't have an extra clue. So we're going to add another word, add word. And then the second word will be, the clue is last name of the first president of Silliman University. And the last name is Hebert. Okay, so you just have basically, you're just going to do this in as many words as you want. So in my example, I have only 5 words. Let me just complete this. This is the third word. And then the answer would be Silliman University. This is the 4th word. Last name of the first female President of Silliman University, we have Macan, and the last word is the motto of Silliman University, which is Via Veritas Vita. Okay, so if you have more words, you can always click add word, and then if you're done, you simply click save. So let's wait for it. It's still loading. So there you go. So this will be our crossword puzzle. And then the students are just going to answer the crossword puzzle based on what is required from them. So like, for example, here, if you click on number 2, it will basically highlight itself and you can actually answer it from here. So yeah, like that. And then just have to answer what is required. So for example, for this particular puzzle, it says the last name, that's the number 4. So I guess number 2 and number 4 have the same question. Let me just go back lang. Let me just retry this one. Let me edit first. Go to my account. Sorry. This is the crossword puzzle. I'm just going to edit this one. Okay. The first word, last name. The first, okay. Okay. So save. Yeah, so we're going to answer this particular crossword puzzle from this point. So number 1 is the first American Protestant University. So this is Silliman University. Okay, so number 2, last name of the first president of Silliman University, that's Hebert. Okay, number 3, the city of gentle people, Dumaguete. And then number 4, last name of the first female president of Silliman, we have Macan. And then the motto of Silliman University, we have Via. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So I guess this part is, let's just say this part is, it's a mistake from the student's end. So let's go into check. And it says here that the solution, others are right, but others are incorrect. So that's how, basically, that's how you create a crossword puzzle using H5P. So how do you deploy this one? Like, for example, you have created this in the H5P website, and then how do you deploy this in your learning management system? So from here, you actually have options to reuse or embed. So let's just say you want to reuse this particular crossword puzzle in another website. Let's just say you want to use it in another website. You want to embed this particular H5P content. You just have to click embed and then copy the code from here and then paste it in the iframe of the other website. And if you want to deploy this particular content in a learning management system, you just have to click reuse and then download as an H5P file. So let's wait for it to download. Reuse, download. There you go. And then let's just say this is your learning management system and you want to incorporate that particular crossword puzzle inside your classroom. You just have to create learning activity and then go to label. And from here, if you're using a Moodle-based learning management system, we have these H5P options in the text box. So as one of the options, right? So just insert H5P and then you're going to browse your file. You just upload this one and then insert. Okay, and save and return to course. So this is the crossword puzzle now. When the student enters your virtual classroom, he or she could see that there's a crossword puzzle or activity inside your classroom. So those are some of the ways in terms of how do you deploy an H5P content from the H5P website. In this case, it's a crossword puzzle. Okay, so any question in terms of how do you create a crossword puzzle? Okay, so if there's none, we can then proceed to our next topic, which is about flashcards. So how do you create flashcards in H5P? So it's the same process with creating any other interactive content from H5P platform. You always have to log in and then go to your account. And from here, you should go to the recent content and you should click view all and click create new content, right? So create new content and let's see if flashcard is one of the available contents here. So if you'll notice, if you search flashcard, it's not available. So what we will do is we're going to download a template flashcards and then edit it based on the flashcard that we want to create. So we will go to examples and downloads and we will look for flashcard. So this is the flashcard. I'm just going to click this one. So if you'll notice, it says one of three, meaning there are three examples of flashcards that can be reused in the H5P website. So this is the first example. This is another example. And this is the last example of flashcard, which is available and can be reused in the H5P homepage, right? So I will be using the second one, this one. I'm going to click reuse, download as an H5P file. So again, I'm doing this because flashcard is not yet available if you go to your account. So we have to upload a flashcard first before we can edit it. So let's go back to your account, create new account, new content, and then let's just wait for it to load. And instead of selecting create content, we will go and select upload because we will be uploading the template for flashcard and then upload a file. And let's look for the flashcard. This is the sample flashcard that we downloaded from the H5P website. So click this one and then open and click use. Okay, so the flashcard template was successfully uploaded. So from here, as what I've said, this is just a template flashcard. So we're going to delete all the cards and we will be uploading our own picture and question, right? So here, okay, so I actually prepared it to just show you the file that I prepared for flashcard. It's almost the same with a template. So to add a card, you simply click add a card and then what's the question? So let's just say this one is Big Ben. So that will be the question of the card, and then we're going to add an image, of course, because this is a flashcard. It's very important that you include an image. So image this one. Okay, and then we're going to add another one. This one is Colosseum. We're going to add the image. Before I forgot, I think I did not input the answer. Big Ben, the answer for this is in London. Because the students are going to guess in which cities these attractions are located. Colosseum in Rome. Add another card. We have Eiffel Tower, which is located in Paris. And we're going to upload a picture of Eiffel Tower. Okay, as simple as that. So just click add a card. And let's just say this is Statue of Liberty. It's located in New York. And then we're going to add an image of Statue of Liberty. Okay, then we're going to add another card. And the question would be Taj Mahal. The city in which Taj Mahal is located is in Agra, in India. And then the image of Taj Mahal. And lastly, we're going to add the image of the Washington. The question would be White House. Sorry, the image of the White House. The answer is Washington, because White House is located in Washington. And then we're going to add an image of the White House. So in this particular example, I have 5 cards in my flashcard activity. So as a teacher, you can actually include more flashcards like 10, 15, or as many flashcards as you want in the flashcard interactive content from H5P. So if you're done, as easy as that, you can just go and click save from here, right? Save. And then your flashcard will look like this will be the final result of the flashcard. So the students will see this one. So Big Ben, for example, you're going to answer it. Let's just say Big Ben is located in London. If you're going to press check, it will check like that, and it will automatically proceed to the next card. Let's just say Rome, check. So Eiffel Tower, we have Paris, check. And then Statue of Liberty, New York, check. And then Taj Mahal, we have Agra. And let's just say, for example, in the White House, since the correct answer is Washington, let's just say the students are going to answer Washington in all lowercase. Let's see if the answer is correct. It still is correct. So how do you filter cases like this wherein the answer should be in a particular case? So we're going to edit this one. We're going to edit so that the answer would be case sensitive, right? So we'll be going back to the flashcard. Sorry. We're going to edit the flashcard. And in cases like this where the answer should be a proper noun and should be in a particular case, it's worth noting that we have the case sensitive feature here or option here. So you should check this one if the answer needs to be in a particular case. In this case, the answer should always starts with a capital letter. So I will just enable the case sensitive feature of the flashcard, and I'm going to save it. And I'm going to preview the flashcard to check if the case sensitive feature is working. Let's just say Big Ben. Big Ben, the answer is London. And let's for an instance, my answer will be all in lowercase, London. It should be correct, right? But in terms of cases, it's not the right answer because L should be the capital letter. And let's check. Oh, it's not working. Sige lang. Let me just try to edit. Let me go back. Edit. Let me see. Case sensitive is yes, it should be case sensitive. Let me just try it one more time. See if it works. For London, let's check. See, so it's maybe earlier the changes was not reflected, but this time, if you'll notice, the answer is correct. It's London, but in terms of cases, L should be a capital letter, and since the student inputs a lowercase l, so the system considered it as an incorrect answer. So that's how the case sensitive feature. That's how it works. The answer should follow a certain pattern of cases. So that's how you create a flashcard in H5P. So far we talk about crossword puzzle, we talk about flashcards. Any question for crossword and flashcards? Yeah, siguro, yeah, it's actually very easy to follow lang in terms of how do you create this particular interactive contents in H5P. So again, to deploy your H5P content, you always have multiple options. If you want, if you're using a site wherein you can actually embed a content, you can just press, I will just zoom in. There's an embed function in the lower left portion of your H5P content from the H5P website, right? So there are two options. You have reuse or embed. So again, if you want to embed a particular interactive content in your website, let's just say you're using a website that in a WordPress website or Wix maybe or Weebly or in Google websites, you can actually embed contents from those kinds of platform. So you can always click embed and then just copy the entire code from this one. You can just highlight everything and then copy this one and then paste it in your website. Or if you have a learning management system, you can always click reuse, and then it will ask you if you want to download this particular file as an H5P file. Just click download, and then you basically just have to, there are many ways in terms of how do you deploy the H5P content in your learning management system. In this case, I would just be using a label. So resources, I would just go to label. Since Moodle incorporates H5P option in its text editor, I will just click H5P and I'm going to upload the file. Downloads. This one, open, upload, and then insert, save, and return to course. So same with a crossword puzzle. That's actually how it works. When the student enters your classroom or your virtual classroom, they can actually see that, oh, there's an activity here, and they can go ahead and answer the activity. So H5P content, in a way, it's actually good in terms of formative assessments, right? So for example, you have a topic, you just finish your topic and you want to check if the students really understand what the topic is all about, then you can always use H5P. Let's just say for checkup quizzes or things like those, you can always use H5P for that matter. So far we talk about two interactive contents in terms of H5P. We have crossword and flashcard. The next topic will be about image pairing. So image pairing, you have two sets of images and the students are going to pair those images. So let me just show you what an image pairing looks like in H5P. Let me close this one. So when you go to h5p.org and you go to examples and downloads, just look for image pairing. This one. And then there are two templates for image pairing. The first one, there are two sets of images. The first one is it's like an animal and then the color of that particular animal. And then the second one, these are the countries and then there are flags of the countries. So we will be using the first template. So how do you play the image pairing activity in H5P? You basically just click and drag a particular image to its pair. So let's just say this is the pair of that one. Let me just check this one and then check. So if you'll notice, I have two right answers, which are this one, and the rest are wrong answers. I got 2 out of 6. So that's how image pairing works in H5P. So how do you create the image pairing? Again, let's go back to our H5P account. So log in. And from here, let's just open recent content and click view all. And let's check if image pairing is available in the selected or in the available items that you can add in the H5P account. So as you can see, it's not here. So what we'll do now is we're going to again upload a template of image pairing in your H5P account. So let's go to examples and downloads. So don't worry, in case the interactive contents that you will be using is not available when you click add new content in your H5P account, just go to examples and downloads and then download a template of that particular interactive content. I will just look for image pairing. Image pairing. So here, I'll open it, and I will be using the first example as my template. So to download the sample, just click reuse, and then download as an H5P file. Okay, there you are. And then let's go back to our account. So instead of creating a content, we're going to upload a content, right? So click upload, and then upload an H5P file. Yes, we're going to upload one. So this is our image pairing file. Open. And then yes, we're going to use it. Okay, wait for it to load. Okay, it says that image pairing was successfully uploaded. So if you'll notice, again, as what I've said, because this is template, there are existing cards in your image pairing content. So we're going to remove all the cards first so that we'll be starting from scratch. Okay, so if you'll notice, there's no card right now. So how do you add a card? You simply click this button, add card. And then since this is an image pairing, you always need to have two sets of images, right? So for image one, we're going to add, I have prepared a file for this. So this will be our first image. I1 is the file name. And the matching image for this one is this one. So it's actually a parrot, right? If you have an alternative text for the image, you can always add an alternative text. Then add card. The second card, this one. I'm guessing this is a cheetah. We're going to add its matching image, and then the alternative text will be a cheetah. So you can add as many pair of images as you want. Number third image, I'm guessing this is a zebra. So the alternative text is basically useful for accessibility purposes. If there are students whose internet connection is not that strong, so what they can see actually is just word instead of images. So zebra, and then add card. This one, I think this is a peacock. Sorry. Okay. And then add another one. Maybe this one is a jaguar. Or I confused, maybe it's a cheetah or a jaguar. Let's just say this is a jaguar. And then the last image is a flamingo. Flamingo. Okay. So in this case, in this example, I only have 6 pair of images. So again, as what I've said, you can always add as many pair of images as you want. And then from here, after adding all the images, what you can do really is just click save. Save. So this will be your, this is the preview of the image pairing activity that you just created in H5P. So as you can see, it's scrambled in such a way that they are not in sequence when you create the content, right? So let's just say for this particular animal, I think the pair for this one is here. This is the zebra, this is the peacock, I guess. This is for the flamingo, the parrot, and or let me just change it na lang. Here. I guess, sige lang, let's go and check. So 4 items are correct, but the jaguar and cheetah are interchanged. So you can always show the solution if you want immediately after taking the quiz. Let me just retry. Okay, so for the flamingo, this one, The parrot, the zebra. I hope this time it's right. Check. There you go. So it says 6 out of 6. So you can actually apply, you can actually use image pairing from different sorts of activities as long as it requires two sets of images or maybe sets of numbers or letters. You can actually use this one. So in terms of deployment, it's the same kind of deployment from any other H5P interactive content. If you have a website that is capable of embedding contents, you can always click the embed option here at the lower left portion of the content itself. Or if you have a learning management system, you can just click reuse and it will download a copy of that H5P file in your PC, and you will upload that particular file in your learning management system. It can be a Moodle learning management system, a Canva, or any other learning management system that has an H5P feature or H5P plugin. Yes, you can actually reuse and download this and upload to a learning management system. So that's how image pairing works in H5P. So as what I've said, this is just a basic interactive content. You have two sets of images, and the students will just basically drag and drop images from the other side to the right side and check if their pairing is correct. So that's how an image pairing works in H5P. Okay, so let's proceed to our next topic, which is about after image pairing, you also have image sequencing. So this is an example of what an image sequencing is in H5P. In this particular example, we'll be using planets, right? So we're going to order the planets from smallest to largest. So you can actually apply image sequencing in different uh, topics. Like, for example, if you want your students to arrange a particular steps, if you say, how do you turn on a PC? And you have several steps, you can actually make it into an image, and then the students can arrange it step by step. So there are lots of applications in terms of image sequencing. So as what I've said, we will be using this particular example. So the students were going to arrange the planets from the smallest to the largest planet. So how do you do that in H5P? From your account, you just go to my account and then go to recent content, view all, and we're going to create a new content. And let's see if image sequencing is available here. It's not. So again, we're going to upload a template. So we will go to examples and downloads and look for image sequencing. So image here. So this is the template for image sequencing. Take this one. And then I will be using the first example because in this case, I think there are 3 examples for image sequencing. This is the first one, wherein the students are going to order the planets from smallest to largest. The second one is arrange the last 10 US presidents from the most recent to the earliest. And the third one are body parts. Order the body parts of the human body from top to bottom. So we'll be using the first example. Sorry. Yeah, this one. So to use this as a template, you just have to click reuse. Yes, we're going to download it as an H5P file. And then let's go back to our account, in H5P account. And then let's choose upload. So we're going to upload the template here, image sequencing, use. Okay, so if you'll notice, as what I've said, since this is a template, there are existing cards. So we're going to remove all the cards or all the images. Okay, so the task will be the students are going to arrange the planets from the smallest to the largest. So of course, before you proceed with creating an H5P content like that, you need to have the images first. So I have prepared the images for this particular example here. So I have images of the planets already. So I'm going to add an image. So the smallest image, I mean the smallest planet is actually Mercury. So you have to choose Mercury first, and you need to add a description. So this planet is Mercury. The second one is Mars. So for image sequencing, make sure that the images added here should be the right answer, because the system is going to they're going to scramble those images in the student's end. So Mars, and then we have number 3 is Venus here. That's a third smallest planet. This is Venus. Okay. Next to Venus is Earth, which is slightly bigger than Venus. Sorry. Okay, that one. And then next to Earth is Neptune. Oh, here's Neptune. We're going to, and then Uranus. Two more, since there are 8 planets now. We have Saturn, and lastly we have Jupiter, which is the largest planet in the solar system. Okay. Okay, so if you're done with adding all the images, again, as what I've said, you should order this should be the right order, or the right sequence of the planets from the smallest to the largest, right? Because the system will shuffle all the images when you save it. So save. So this will be the final, or the preview of the activity. So as a student, what you can do is basically just arrange the planets based on what is required. So the requirement will be arrange the planets from smallest to largest. So if you think that Venus is the smallest, and then followed by Uranus, Mercury, Saturn, and then maybe like that. So if you're done, if you think this is the right answer, you just have to click check. And if you'll notice from this particular result, we only have 3 right answer: the Earth, the Neptune, and the Saturn. The rest are not in the right right sequence, right? So it's going to retry. Let's arrange. Let's just say Mercury is the smallest, followed by Mars, then Venus, then Earth, and then Neptune, and then we have Uranus. Sorry, where's Earth? Earth should be here, and then Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, and Jupiter. Check. So this is the right sequence. So you can actually think of many applications of image sequencing in different topics. It can be in mathematics, in English, or in science. So you can actually use this one. So in terms of deployment, same with any other interactive content from H5P, you can embed or you can reuse it inside your learning management system. So that's how you create, or that's how an image sequencing activity works in H5P. So as easy as that, you now have an activity which can be deployed in your learning management system. Not just a text-based activity, but an interactive one, because the students can actually interact with the activity itself. Or if you want that this activity will be graded, yes, if you have a learning management system, H5P can be directly connected to your gradebook. It depends on the teacher if the teacher will allow the students to retry if for this particular activity, they can retry, or you can restrict so that they can only try at least once. Okay, so that's how image sequencing works in H5P. So our last interactive activity for this afternoon is about a drag and drop. So how does drag and drop works in H5P? So let me just open a drag and drop example. So this is an example of a drag and drop in H5P. So if you'll notice, I have pictures of fruits or vegetables, and then I have here text at the bottom of the pictures. So the students basically are just you're going to instruct your students to just drag the words here to the picture where it belongs. Let's just say, for example, onion is this one, orange is this one. So they're just going to label the pictures from this particular example, and then let's check. So you got 0 out of 8. Let's retry. Cucumber, this one, orange, banana, strawberry, pepper, kiwi. That's cucumber. So let's recheck. So there, we got 8 out of 8. So how do you create an interactive activity like this in H5P? So let's go back to our account and then recent content. So we're going to create a new content. Let's see if drag and drop is available from the list. So since it's not available, just like with other interactive content that is not available from the current list, we're going to upload a template, right? So first, we have to download the template from the examples and downloads in the H5P homepage. We're just going to use the third example for drag and drop. Not that one. Oh, not this one. Okay, this one. Reuse. And then we're going to upload that template here in our content. Upload a file. This one, the recent one, and then use. Okay, so if you'll notice, there are two main tabs in terms of creating a drag and drop activity in H5P. Step 1 is about the background, and then step 2 is about the drop zones and the text or the images. So we're going to have the background be cleared first, and then we'll be removing all the drop zones and all the text. Remove. So that we'll be starting from scratch. Okay. Okay, so I would just be removing everything because as what I've said, this is just a template. Confirm. The reason why we are doing this is because the drag and drop is not yet available in the current list of contents in the H5P account. So we have to upload at least a template for that. So for the first step, we have to add a background, right? So we're going to add a background. This is the background for our drag and drop activity. So I will be selecting this one. Wait for it to upload. There you go. And then you can click step 2, or you can click this one, step 2 or the next step. So I will just be clicking this one, the task. So for the task, there are two major things to be considered in the task. You need to add a drop zone. So drop zones, these are the areas that you can actually drag the text and then the text itself. So first we have to create drop zones first. So drop zone, let's just say the drop zone, this drop zone is for the pepper. Done. Okay, then you're going to adjust the drop zone based on the area. So this is your drop zone. Then let me just try the 0. Okay, the opacity of the drop zone, because the background is at the back. Yeah. So the opacity should be 0, right? So that you can actually see what's in the background. And then we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more drop zones because there are 8 items in our background. So here, add more drop zone. This is for the onion. Opacity is 0, and then done. So this is for the onion. Okay, so 6 more. Add drop zone. This is for the banana. Okay, done. Oh, forget the opacity. It should be 0. And then another drop zone for the cucumber. So done. Okay, 4 more drop zones. Remove. No. Remove, confirm. We have sour cherry. Okay. Done. Here. So you can actually use drag and drop. Let's just say you have parts of the body. You can actually use that. This is for the orange, or parts of a certain device. Done. This is for the orange. So 2 more drop zones for the kiwi and strawberry. This is for the kiwi. Then and then one final drop zone for the strawberry. Oh, sorry. Okay. Opacity is 0. Done. All right. So now that you have your drop zones, we need to type the words, the actual text that will be dragged and been with those drop zones. So the first is, let's just say the text is pepper. So you have to select all the drop zones for the pepper. So later I will show you why you need to select all the drop zones for a particular option. Done. And then the next one is another text for the onion. Select all. The next is a banana. So it's kind of tedious if you have a lot of parts in your background. Here, another text for the cucumber. Select all drop zones. Selecting all drop zones, it only means that this particular text can be placed in those drop zones. We cannot restrict just one text to be placed in just one drop zones. So next is we have kiwi. And then we have sour cherry. Okay, 2 more for the orange and strawberry. We have the orange. Make sure to select the drop zones, all of it, all the drop zones. We're going to And lastly, we have for the strawberry. Okay. So the final step is to choose what elements should be placed in a particular drop zone. So you notice that we have 8 drop zones and we have 8 text elements. So we also declared that all the text elements can be placed in any of the drop zones. So the final step, we will choose which particular text element will be placed in a particular drop zone. So we will go to the drop zone. We're going to edit it. For this particular drop zone, this is the drop zone for the pepper. So we're going to declare it so that this particular drop zone, the correct answer would be pepper. For the onion drop zone, the correct answer should be onion. And the same with all the other drop zones. So we should edit this, the cucumber for this drop zone. So this one is the sour cherry. This is for the kiwi. For the orange. And this drop zone is, let's just say for, sige lang, for the strawberry, let's just go and click strawberry. And then, done. Okay, we can save it from here. And let's look at the preview of the drag and drop activity that we just created. So this is the preview of the activity that we just created. So again, as a student, you can just click and drag those text element into the different drop zones available in the background. And if we're going to check this one, it says we got 0 out of 8. Let's retry. Pepper, it should be placed here. Onions, the banana, cucumber, sour cherry, kiwi, orange, and strawberry. Let's check. So we got 8 out of 8. So that's basically how you create drag and drop in H5P. So really, you just have to declare the drop zones. The first thing is you need to have a good background. Let me just go back. The drag and drop. Sorry, I'm going to edit this. So for the drag and drop, as what I've said, there are 2 main elements of the drag and drop. The first one is you need to have a background. So if you will be using, let's just say, uh, parts of a typewriter or parts of a computer, you need to have a good background of those mentioned things. In this case, these are, you have to identify the different kinds of fruits and vegetables. So I have a background full of fruits and vegetables, right? And then for step number 2, you need to place your drop zones accordingly. So in this case, since the background is divided in such a way that each fruit or vegetable has its own box, so it's actually easier. So I just have to place the rectangle drop zones in each of those fruits or vegetables. And then, of course, you need to have the text. You have to make sure that each text can be placed in all the drop zones, because let's just say for strawberry, I'm going to edit this one, and then I will just be restricting the text strawberry to be placed only in the drop zone for strawberry. And then I'll be saving this. Let's see what happens. So if I'm going to drag the text strawberry, it cannot be placed in any other drop zones except for this one. Let's just say, oh, sorry. Just like with what happened earlier, let me just edit this. And then I will be restricting the strawberry text to only be placed in the strawberry drop zone. Done. Let's say. So it's not applying. Let me just go back here in my account. What will happen is that the strawberry text, you cannot place it in any other drop zone except for the strawberry drop zone. Edit this one. Done. Let's save it. And then let's preview. Let's refresh this and then preview. Let's check if it works now. Yeah, see, so this is actually what will happen if you're just restricting one text element into just one drop zone. So if this the strawberry text element, we just restrict it so that it can only be placed in the strawberry drop zone. So what will happen if I'm going to drop strawberry in banana drop zone? It will basically not work. It will just go back to its original position. See? So it will only work if I'm going to place this in the strawberry drop zone. So you should keep that in mind that in creating drag and drop interactive content in H5P, you should always select all the drop zones for a particular text element. And then inside the drop zone, you should only select what are the things that should be placed in a drop zone. So in this case, in our drop zone, there are only one text element, which is the name of the actual fruit. So that's why we only assigned one text element in each drop zone. So in terms of deployment, it's the same with the crossword, image pairing, image sequencing, a flashcard. You can always embed this particular H5P content if you have your own website, and you can also deploy this particular interactive content in your learning management system via downloading this file and then download as an H5P file. Make sure that in your learning management system, there is an H5P plugin so that it will work. Okay, so any question? So yeah, so if there's none, that's basically it for today's session. So we talk about interactive contents. We talk about H5P. Um, we talk about the 5 interactive contents, basic interactive contents that we can do in H5P, which are crossword puzzles, we have flashcards, we have image pairing, image sequencing, and then we have the drag and drop. So if there's no more question, Grace?
Yes, sir. We have a question here in the chat box.
Sure. Sige.
Can you send the flashcard or puzzle to G Classroom, sir?
Ma'am Charmaine, if you can embed activities in the G Classroom, yes, you can actually send it. So for the deployment of an H5P interactive content, there are only two ways: by embedding and then by uploading the actual H5P file, which actually requires an H5P plugin. So Google Classroom doesn't have an H5P plugin. So if you can embed files in Google Classroom, yes, you can send it to G Classroom, ma'am. Grace?
Okay. Thank you, Sir Jade. That was very interesting. That was uh, and very informative. I hope everyone were able to get that. And um, maybe we don't. I think we don't have any questions. So let's proceed. Allow me to read the citation. This certificate of recognition presented to Mr. Jade O. Montemayor for sharing his valuable knowledge as resource speaker during the Dr. Mariano Lao ICI Computer Education with the topic Creating a Quiz with Crossword Puzzle, Flashcards, Image Pairing, Image Sequencing, and Drag and Drop via Zoom online on May 21st, 2022. Given this 21st day of May in the year of our Lord 2022. Signed by our very own project leader and sole director, Dr. Dave E. Marshall. Thank you, Sir Jade, and let's give him a virtual round of applause. Next, we have announcements here. Our culmination, this is our last webinar, and next Saturday, our culmination program of SU Dr. Mariano Lao ICI Free Computer Education Program, and will be on May 28th at exactly 1 p.m. So please come on time and register early so that you have a chance to win a brand new laptop and a gift certificates. And we will also be giving awards during the service learning with the empowerment classes. Those for the best in website, best in infographics, most engaged in Zoom, and most engaged in our soul. The earlier registrants, the more chances of winning. Okay, at this juncture, our team here will be sending you the link in the chat box for the evaluation for today's training. So for you to have your certificate. Okay, at this moment, I'd like to ask everybody to open their camera for the photo opportunity together with our resource speaker. Okay, let's wait for the others. 1, 2, 3, smile everyone. Okay, thank you. Okay, again, please don't forget to fill out the evaluation form. Thank you so much, attendees, for attending and spending your capital session this afternoon. Once again, thank you for joining and see you next Saturday for our coordination program.
Madubli akong kuan. Mr. Joma.